What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A&R Gaming. This time we are doing a first impressions video for the new smash hit mobile MMORPG title, Dragon Raja. Now this is totally unedited, unscripted, and unbiased, so you're going to be hearing everything straight out of my head as it comes. So let's go ahead and talk about the first thing in this game, and that would probably be the character creation. So I want to go ahead and say that this character creation system that they put in place is honestly pretty amazing. I mean, I love the detail that they go into here. I think that it's, I mean, first of all, I hate it whenever games don't give me an option for male or female. So it was a big bonus that no matter what class that I pick, I get to choose whatever I want. And I love that they did a little display here for the animation. It's really cool looking. They did a good job on just the graphics and animations in general, I'd say. But let's go ahead and just take a slightly deeper look. Getting a little closer to the not safe for work for this one, but we'll be fine. So the detail that they have here, you know, you can go ahead and go into the presets and everything like that. That's fine. But if you really want to get down into it, you know, they have a lot of the tiny nuances that you can really edit. I'm not going to go ahead and make a full character again. And if I'm being honest, my main character looks pretty close to the original version that everyone gets, just because I think honestly that looks pretty awesome as is. But you know, all the things that you can do here, like even the physiques that they have, are pretty nice. I really like seeing that kind of stuff in these games, and honestly, I'm seeing a lot more of that in general nowadays for these MMORPGs, for mobile especially. So you know, they did a good job here, but I don't want to give them too much credit just for that, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and go back and just hop onto my main guy over here. I did pick the dancer because I thought that was a unique class. I had never seen anything like that before. So, oh, apparently I'm dead. There we go, I'm back up. So let's just talk real quick about the fighting in the game. I'm a big fan of it, honestly. It's very easy to use for mobile controls, but once again, it's not too terribly unique. We've seen this. I'm comparing it a lot in my mind to Black Desert Mobile, and you know, that was a very good game as well, well graphicked. This one I prefer a little bit more because of the styling of it. It's more of that like cyberpunk style, so I'm kind of a big fan of that. And the abilities that they choose for the guys, the animations on it look amazing. I don't know how many times I'm going to be talking about the animations, but it's a big part of what I like, so I'm liable to say it many more times. But yeah, that's all good stuff. Let me make sure I don't die here. All right. Let me go ahead and get over to a safe spot real quick. So, all right, right there, what I just did is actually one of the other things that I wanted to talk about, and that's the auto system. So if you see on the top right there, it has Chizzy Jen seems exhausted, right? So whenever you get a quest in this game, you are basically, it's going to show up right there in that top right corner, and you can just click it, and it'll auto to wherever it needs to go to and do whatever it needs to do. So if you really just want to kind of sit back and play it while you're watching TV or something like that, or if you're really good at multitasking, doing it while you're doing homework or working, you can definitely do it. I've seen this once again in Black Desert Mobile, where it really limits your need to actually participate, which I know is kind of sad in a way because we're losing out on a big part of these games. But at the same time, this is a mobile game, and mobile games are supposed to be, you can play them anywhere, and a lot of times you're going to be a little more distracted when playing with a mobile game. So I'm kind of a fan of that. So yeah, that is something that I really do like, and I'm glad that they put that in there. I have the option to participate or kind of not. Now, I will say another thing about this game is that it is very overwhelming. I mean, and this isn't just a problem with this game in particular. This is a problem with a lot of these new MMO games that we see, both on the computer and on mobile game especially, though. they're just trying to cram so much stuff, and it's all really good stuff. Like if someone had a wish list of things that they wanted to see in an MMO, like all of these things would be on there. But the problem is that the reality of it is very overwhelming. There's just so much stuff that you have to learn to go through it, and it really can detract from the main purpose of the game, and it kind of loses its elegance a bit. So I'm not too much of a fan of that. Like you really have to commit time to be able to learn the UI, to be able to really invest into the game, emotionally. I shouldn't say emotionally, but you know what I mean, with your time, and even emotionally if you really want to get down into the narrative. So, which is another thing, I haven't paid too much attention to the narrative, because I do know that some people online are going to be piecing it all together and then putting it online so that way you can just watch all of the stuff in one big long movie, which is honestly the preferred way that I do it nowadays. But from everything that I've heard, the narrative honestly is very good in this game. And for anyone that loves animes, especially, I think that you would have a real big kick out of this. The cinematics that they've done already have been really, really good. If you guys have been paying attention to that, I know that they've released some before the game actually came out, just a day ago, I think. Yeah, I think it came out yesterday morning, at least for me. So yeah, I think that that's something, if you're a big narrative guy, this might be a good game for you, just based on that fact alone. Now, the maneuverability in this game is also pretty on point. Like, I like that they added in a few extra things for your character, like what I just did right there. It makes it a little cooler to be able to, dash and dodge and things like that. I like how that isn't just like a standard, duck and roll situation. So that's pretty nice. As far as customization of the class, I don't know if I would actually necessarily describe this as customization of the class, but one big part of the system is, first I have to find it. No, here we go. Yeah, there we go. There's so many different areas in this game that I literally have to think like hard about where I want to go before I actually go there so I can find the right spot. So this system in the game, it's a unique approach to implementing like a gem system, I will say. And honestly, the interface for it looks really cool, so they did a good job there. But yeah, it's a little tedious because these gems are a really important part of the game. They actually are the most cost-effective way to increase your combat level, to my understanding, at least certainly for right now. And you're going to be spending a lot of your diamond currency on them. And so you really have to kind of learn what you need. And if you really want to min-max, like, you should probably go online and do that. But at the same time, I don't like games where you have to... I shouldn't say I don't like games, but I don't like it when games put me in a situation where if I want to do really well, like, I have to go online. So far, this game has not really given me a good way to learn about what my character and what my build and what my class specifically needs. Now, I'm sure as time goes on, I will get a little bit more of that. But so far, I mean, I'm already level 33. I've already put some time into this game, and I know very little about what my character... Well, I know because I went online and looked, but without that, I would know very little about what my character actually needs in this game. So that's something. The club system that they have is actually really cool. I'm a fan of the guild system that they have put in place. Mostly because there's a lot of interaction that you can have in your guild, and you get a lot of rewards out of it if you use it appropriately. I really dislike systems where they put in a guild system and then you can barely do anything with it. Like, a good example of this is one of my favorite games, ironically, AFK Arena. Whenever they have a guild system put in place, it's very limiting on what you could actually do. It's a little better now, but whenever it first came out, for the longest time, you could just have basic interactions with your guildmate. You had a chat function, and then you had one thing that you did every day. In this, there's so much more that they put into it. So, if you have a friend or many friends on that front, like, you could actually create a very nice club, and you guys could do a lot of stuff together. And the stuff that they have is really interesting. Like, I did a quiz earlier, and it dealt with things in the game and in real life, and I thought that was a pretty interesting thing to have to play to actually get in-game rewards. So that was kind of fun. And yeah, so they just generally make it feel like clubs are valued in this game, and I personally am a fan of systems like that. So that's important to me. Next, well, let's go and talk about the social system a bit. I haven't dived too far into this. Let me go ahead and send all of this stuff to my friends here. There we go. But there's a lot of stuff you can do here. Some of it I'm not fully aware of, but I do know that bonding is a thing, and it's apparently supposed to be like marriage. Now, kind of weird, but also very interesting. And if you have, I mean, like if you and your significant other are playing this game, I'm sure that is a blast. Or even like you and your friend, whatever the situation is, whatever tickles your fancy is fine with me. But either way, I think that's a cool feature. I'm not sure if you can just run around and start proposing to people random, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool. You have this affinity feature, which I assume probably kind of goes along with that. Yeah, it's kind of like you can focus on one of your friends in particular. So they have a pretty deep, obviously you can see I haven't dove into this too much, but they have a pretty significant feature with the social aspect of this game. And once again, that kind of goes along with the clubs as well. There's just a lot that you can do, and they really want you to feel like you get a lot out of creating relationships with people both in and out of the game whenever they play it. So I am a fan of that kind of stuff. Next, wardrobe. So I will say the wardrobe system in this is really badass. There's a lot of really cool stuff that they do in this game. Obviously, I don't have a lot of outfits yet, but you can already tell from the detail. Like, I think this outfit is sick. So that kind of stuff I am a fan of. Yeah, we can really click on more stuff that I can't even unlock yet. That's awesome. Yeah, just lots of cool stuff that they do. Very anime-like. I'm a huge fan of anime, so that really works for me. But they really did a good job with that. I love it when the aesthetics match whatever you're wearing. I know that's, like a system that doesn't have that is almost archaic at this point. But to me, that's still important, and especially to the level of detail that they've added here. I really like that. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the ally and recruitment system. Obviously, I haven't spent a lot of time on this. I haven't got enough diamonds to do a big summon yet. So, and honestly, I've been spending a lot of my diamonds anyway. So, I probably should have done more of this. But that system's cool. It has that kind of that gacha system that will fulfill that for you if you're a big gacha fan, and you're able to send them out on missions, and because of that, you can get more items. So, that's all fine for me. I certainly have that itch that I need to scratch myself with the gacha system games. I love gacha games. But yeah, so, and then, more tabs for more things, but lots of stuff here. I'm not even actually going to go into this stuff too much because I don't think I understand enough of it to really get it yet. The tame system. This is pretty interesting. So you actually have like a room for your little pet, and you can actually go into it and do things. I don't think I actually can play the guitar yet. Yeah, it's all locked for me right now. But I did do that at the beginning actually, and it was really cool to just kind of sit there and play the guitar whenever it first started, before I had the limitation put on me. And so I think that they did a really good job with that. Now, another feature that I really, really do like about this game, and once again, some of the others that I've been referencing this whole time, is that the growth and up system really, really help you kind of not necessarily need to understand the game, but still progress in a meaningful way. So with this up system, for instance, if I want, and I actually mentioned this in a tips and tricks video that I just put out, which, by the way, if you want some tips and tricks for the game that I figured out so far, make sure you go ahead. I'll put like a little box on this video so you can direct click on it, but make sure to check that out. I'd really appreciate it, and you could probably find some good stuff there. But yeah, by using this up system, it really allows you to get everything that you need without investing a lot of time in learning exactly what you need to do, or paying attention to the story, or paying attention to the quests, things like that. So, you know, if I want XP, I just hit the get XP, and then I can hit all of these buttons and it will allow me to go exactly to where I need to go to do it. It kind of just handles 90% of it for me. So once again, I am definitely a fan of that, especially in these games. So then we could talk about the, you know, they have like, you know, new offers for people that just started because it's, you know, it was just released globally. The store system is pretty interesting. They have so much stuff that once again, it feels very overwhelming to get into. I don't think you get a good return on your real life money investment, honestly. The price exchange that I've seen so far, I'm not a huge fan of. That being said, they do have, oops, sorry. Well, there's an example. So you really have to spend a lot of money in order to get what you need, but I really just don't feel like it's that meaningful. But I don't know if maybe I'm a little jaded in that department because I already don't like spending that much money in these games unless I really feel like I'm getting a deal. Like, I'll definitely drop money if I feel like I'm getting a deal, but so far I really just don't see it, especially for like how many diamonds and things like that you get for, or how many diamonds you need just to pull like 10 in the recruit system, for instance, versus how many you get for like $15. It doesn't make too much sense to me. So not a huge fan of that. The event system that they have in place also is really cool. They do a good job with this. I like the representation of the bar at the bottom. I'm not a big fan of the fact that it kind of gates you with some of the like the solo experience stuff once you hit a particular level with the bar. So that's, I'm not like a massive fan about that, but it's okay. Oh yeah, the careers. We should probably talk about the careers. I'm not high enough level yet to go into the careers, but I do know that just as another little extra tip, I do know that the culinary career, like starting off on it ASAP, is very important. So make sure that you do that. It's a very powerful career to go into. But I do like the fact that they have the careers. This once again isn't like super unique for a game, for an MMO, you know, these days. I mean, I think that kind of like career started, I think, all the way back in, why am I forgetting? RuneScape probably was, maybe not, I don't know, maybe that's not the first one. I don't know, but that's the first one that I played that had careers. So, you know, games have been just modifying and updating since then, it seems like to me. But, you know, the system that they have put in place from other videos that I've seen, they really do a good job with that. Let me see if I can find, there we go, the career system. So, yeah, I can't go into the interface of it yet, but they're there. So make sure that you check them out. But from, like I said, from all the videos that I've seen on it, they did a very good job at it, and it's very detailed, and it allows you to open up a lot of different things to do and to spend your time in outside of combat. So I am a fan of that. I think, the skill system. The skill system is very nice. You know, it's easily represented on this, or elegantly represented at least on this little wheel right here. I like that they did that. They made it also pretty easy to be able to upgrade them just like that, in case you don't want to like specifically go into a few things. The talent system they also did a great job with. I am a fan of, I'm kind of you see more games these days go into these kind of skill maps, and I do think that it makes it much easier to be able to figure out what you can do overall. But once again, it can be intimidating to a newcomer. So I think that that's something that you kind of have to push past, I guess. But that being said, it does make it much easier to be able to kind of eye these things out and see where you want to go and see what you like. So I am a fan of what they did there with the system. I'm not going to go too much into it because there's even some of the stuff that I haven't even explored yet. This is obviously an incredibly in-depth game, so you really have to pour a lot of time into it. This is just first impressions of everything. So yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and, I have to mention this stuff. So in the motor section right here, I was a big fan of the vehicles. I'm glad that it doesn't gate vehicles at a particular level. You can hop right on them at the beginning. That was super cool. And you get like light bikes basically from Tron, or at least that's what it feels like. But yeah, you get these kind of cyberpunk motorcycles. I'm a really big fan of that. You can see, I think it's level 60 if I remember correctly. whenever you can get into the flying stuff. So I can't wait to do that, because I definitely will be putting time into getting that. But you can see all the different options that they have here. In fact, I've already seen this one, I think. And yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, I'm really excited to be able to get into flying mounts. That'll be really cool. And so they did such an amazing job with creating a lot of diversity in what you can get and making it feel really fun. And like, look at that. That's amazing. That is awesome looking. Okay. But anyway, so that will probably do it for this review. Like I said, just first impressions. If you've made it this far into it, I really appreciate you guys sticking around, and I'm honestly a bit surprised because it's been me rambling on for about 20 minutes now. But yeah, make sure if you liked what I did here, go ahead and like and subscribe. Obviously, even if you kind of liked it, we would really appreciate it. Make sure to comment, if there's anything that you would like to see more of in the future as far as videos are concerned with this game or any others. And let me know if you think that I should kind of abbreviate these kind of videos in the future as well, do less of a freeform kind of thing and do more of a bullet point system. So yeah, just let me know. Thanks for listening, guys, and game on.